This is a Dalen 278B, a Norwegian-made V-shaped snowblower. This one is from 1984. It's considered to be one of the best snowblowers, or maybe the best snowblower, V-shaped snowblower, for removing wet snow and slush. Or at least that's what I've been told. This is my uncle's snowblower, and he doesn't use it, and I needed to borrow it. In November we had a big downfall with snow, and the U-joint on my PTO shaft for my Orkel 81 just broke. So I was without any snowblower. And just to clear some snow, I was just backing up with the tractor, using it as a plow, using the snowblower as a plow. And so I called my uncle asking to borrow this, and no problem. The snowblower was stored in a slight hill, not very steep, so water had accumulated inside it, and therefore there was ice. And during this period, before getting this, I had to call a neighbor to ask him to come and clear the snow, because it was just pouring down. So I hooked the trailer up to my car, went to get it. We got it on the trailer. I got it home. I hooked it up to the tractor and started it. And it was bad. This flange bearing is not very good. It's very noisy, and I tried to grease it, but it wouldn't accept any grease. So I removed the grease nipple, and the inner parts of the grease nipple was bad. The spring was bad, everything was bad. So I replaced the grease nipple, but it still wouldn't take any grease. So I heated this area to, maybe the grease has been hard and therefore it would not take any grease. But to no avail, it did not take any grease. So next step is to replace the bearing, because it has sat outside for several years, and my suspicion is that water came into the grease nipple and it just started rusting in the bearing. So, well, it needs to be replaced. And like everything else on this channel, I have not done it before. So, grab your favorite beverages and hold on. In this flange bearing there is 2 set screws, there and there. We need to remove, and also we need to remove these 4 nuts. And the bolts, you're able to reach them from behind this, but you have to turn the fan. And by rotating the fan and using a long extension, go into this hole and you will find the nut or the bolt. There we go. I will leave it there and just remove the nut on the other side. But wait, let's remove the set screws first. Oh, it's rusty. It's too short. Maybe I might end up breaking this. Oh, it's not, doesn't feel good. Oh my God. It startled me. Just spin around. The dealer said when replacing the flange bearing, do not tighten the set screws. I asked in several Facebook groups if that's the case, and everyone confirms. I don't know why. It seems a little bit strange. The set screws, the new flange bearing comes with set screws, so you think that they wanted it tightened, but no, apparently not. Oh, that's really tight. Yeah, it was fairly rusted in there. The set screw was totally stuck. So I heated it up. I tried that one several times. I used my favorite Jamaica oil. I bent and bent and bent and bent and bent until the Allen key just twisted. I gave up removing the set screw. I was hoping it wasn't tightened into the shaft. So now I'm loosening the nuts for the flange bearing. Okay. Whew. I'm using a floor jack to support the fan assembly. Like so. Now, with the shaft and the fan supported, I think you're just supposed to remove this part. Oy vey. I think the bearing is stuck. This set screw is holding it to the shaft. At this point I was really frustrated, and I tried to use an impact screwdriver and an impact wrench, but well, that's not good. However, later I realized that the set screw was not screwed into the shaft. It was loose. Might help to loosen the bolts. Yeah, I tried to pry the flange bearing out without loosening the nuts. I wonder why it wouldn't come out. But this one still won't come out because of the set screw. Nope, just keep on going. Ah, it didn't stick out. Ooh. Yeah. This bearing is bad. Now what's this? Rope. Probably not supposed to be in there. A lot of rope. It's all removed. And now I need to clean this and yeah, just mount a new bearing. Now there's a ring that's supposed to go over the shaft before putting on the bearing. So I'm not sure where I'm not sure. That's what I'm trying to say. And originally the grease nipple was on the top. Now my thinking is that having a grease nipple on the top, there's a bigger chance for water getting into the bearing. So I'm not sure if I want to do that. I don't think it matters where I put it. But I would like the grease nipple to go like that. If it's wrong, I don't know. If it's critical, I don't know. Or maybe by the use of the gravity, grease should come from the top. Okay, I'm overthinking this. I'll do it like it was originally. I might have to adjust the jack, adjust the fan and everything. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get this on with that spacer ring. It's a new year. I had to wait until the holidays were over to call the producer, those who manufactures this type of snowblower. I was not sure whether there should be a ring or not. So I asked on Facebook, everyone says that there has to be a ring, and the ring won't fit. I've removed the bolts, I've tried to fit it, it doesn't fit. So I did some measurements, and the OD on the shaft is 49.59 millimeters. The ID on the bearing is 49.91 millimeters. And the thickness of the ring is 0.45 millimeters. And if you do the math, 49.91 minus 49.59 equals 0.32 millimeters. And the ring is 0.45. So it won't fit there even if I'm hammering it on. And with the ring on the shaft, the OD is 51.8 millimeters. And 51.8 millimeters minus 49.91, which is the inner diameter, the ID on the bearing equals 1.89 millimeters. So there's no way the ring is going to fit on there. So what I did to be completely sure, because when removing the old bearing, which is which had a ID on 49.71 millimeters, when removing that, there was no ring. And the guy at Lead Jernverk, or the manufacturer, he said that if you were to mount the ring, there should be a groove for the ring, which have the same width than the ring. And there's no groove for it. So my thinking is that someone has been welding this, because there's it looks like it has been welded, and they've been turning it down on a lathe. And they just slapped the bearing on and used the set screws. Also, I heard that the reason for using the ring is that the back wall, this wall, is not stiff enough. So if something comes between the impeller fan and the wall, it won't make so much damage to the bearing. That's what I've heard. I did not ask the guy at Dalen Jernverk or Lead Jernverk, but I've heard it from several people. I got a picture from a guy who had replaced on his, and he had a groove for the ring. So what I'm going to do now is to use Loctite 638. This is some type of glue, and I will not use the ring. So, of course, I could try to smash the ring in there. I think I will try that first. There was a guy saying that he just used brute force to get the ring in. Happy violence with a hammer. So I might try that, but given there's no groove for the ring, I don't see the point in forcing it. So I will try to mount this. I will try. We better clean this a little bit more. Now, this Loctite, in Norway we get this in, or maybe the whole world, we get this in 50 milliliters and 250 milliliters. 50 milliliters costs about from 700 Norwegian kroners and upwards. And I figured it was too much money to spend on this little project. So I asked a local tool supplier. They are called Tools, situated on Finnsnes here in northern Norway, and if they had smaller bottles. No, but they had this one on the shelf that was used. I could take it home, use what I need, and bring it back. So kudos to those at Tools Finnsnes. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not sponsored by any means. So I don't know how much I'm supposed to use here, so I will just dab on. Oh, there's a very tiny hole. And this have a flash time, or you have to put the bearing on in 4 minutes. So we don't have much time. We'll put the grease zerk to the top. And of course, the jack has been sagging. Like so. I have a hole here and here. So we'll take those two first. I will try to. The shaft is a little bit offset, so. Nope, it won't go in there. Like so, maybe. Let me see. Brought the whole bearing out. And I will fasten that one. Oh, I got it. Okay, we have the bolts in. I'll have to see what kind of technique I will use here to lock this. It will spin that way, and I need to have it this way. Maybe a bit late, but maybe I should have tightened these set screws first. I'm not sure. It was snug on there, so I don't think it's necessary. Let me know in the comments if you think I should tighten the set screws first, and yeah, let me know. I will make sure to check these set screws and also the other bolts to make sure that they are snug. I'm not sure if this should be tightened with any Newton meters, but I will also make sure that these are tight after running it a while. That ain't going nowhere. Snug this grease sock. Now this bearing might be greased from the factory, but I will give it a couple of swirls. Five. One more, you think? Oh, if I ever get it on. 7. Now this snowblower doesn't throw the snow very far. And I think I know why. There's several reasons, at least 2 reasons. The first one being that paint is missing down in the fan house, so the snow will stick to the wall. And second of all, you can see the impeller on the fan. It's about 2 centimeters from the wall, and it should be preferable 1 centimeter. So what happens is that snow accumulates in this area, and the snowblower just can't throw it away, and it builds up, and it causes a lot of problems. And that even happens in dry snow, not just wet snow. So I'm not sure if I will do anything about it because it's not mine. So yeah. I will, however, check one thing. These blades, I will check the nuts and bolts and find out if they are tight enough. Because if the snowblower meets resistance of very much snow, these might spin on the shaft. So I will try to fasten them. Not budging. Oh, wrong way. Tight. Tight. Whew. All right, it's tight. So there we have it. That's how I replaced the rear flange bearing on this snowblower without any knowledge. And if you have any views on this, not tightening this before tightening the big nuts, please let me know, and I will redo it. I will loosen this and loosen these, and make sure I tighten these first, then this. I don't think it has anything. It doesn't matter, but you never know. Some of you might point it out. And I appreciate that. Because if you have never done it, you never know. And I'm a learner by doing. So, yeah, hopefully this works. I will let this cure until tomorrow. They say 4 hours it will be cured, but in this garage it's 10 plus Celsius degrees, so I will let it sit until tomorrow. And now I will go out and clean some snow with my Orkel 81. I have finally gotten the PTO shaft together. I've replaced the U-joint and everything is okay, so that's very good. So I will do a comparison of the Orkel and the Dalen. I will film a little bit from when I'm removing snow today. There's supposed to come some snow tomorrow too, so I will film then too with this one. So just to compare the two snowblowers, I'd say that my snowblower is throwing the snow a lot longer, and it's better in that way, and it doesn't accumulate snow inside the snowblower. This snowblower, I must say, was a treat to drive because it's light. It's much lighter than my Orkel, and it's more nimble. So, I like doing work with this. So we'll see what happens. Well, let's go out and clear some snow. My profession is a professional driver, and every day during the winter I see the same thing. People are clearing the roads, the private roads, with a tractor and snowblower or a loader, and they are leaving snow out on the main road, on the public road. This is not only in Norway illegal, but it's also dangerous. Quite often I experience people leaving big lumps in the road, or they are blowing the snow out on the road, and you tend to be sucked out to the right when driving. So what I tend to do when I'm clearing the snow, especially down at the road, at the main road, I just drag the snow into my private road, not leaving any snow on the public road. That's not just because it's illegal leaving the snow on the road, but it's also for other drivers' safety. So please have that in mind when cleaning snow from your property.